mainly dwarf planets and how they are described in our solar system. So yesterday we talked about the main planets, characteristics of them, the inner planets, the outer planets. Today we're going to focus mainly on dwarf planets, and one of those being Pluto because it was one of our most known dwarf planets. So to start, I'm going to pass out your Bellwork books. And I just want you to answer the question on the board just to kind of get our brains thinking. So it says, if you were a planet, what would you look like and what would your name be? And then we're going to go ahead and hang on to our Bellwork books for our group work later on. So I'm going to give you just a minute or so on this question. And then I'll kind of, while you guys are working, I'll kind of give you an overview of what class is going to look like today. So after this, I'm going to have you guys get out your devices. We're going to work on a Nearpod together. You'll be able to find that link on the webpage to get to Nearpod, and then you'll see the code right next to it. So we're going to answer some questions, go through the Nearpod, learn a little bit about dwarf planets and Pluto, and then we're going to get on Padlet and do everyone's going to submit a response to just something interesting that they learned through the Nearpod, and then we'll have a little discussion with that. And then the second part of class, we will do a couple stations where we're going to watch a few ed puzzles. They're really great videos, very informative. And then we're going to you'll do a station with me as well, and we're going to look at regular planets and dwarf planets, and we're just going to kind of write down some characteristics, describe what we're seeing, maybe compare and contrast a little bit between the pictures we see of the dwarf planets and the regular planets. So go ahead and give me a thumbs up when you guys think you've answered the Bellwork question. All right, I've got 3 thumbs. Okay, so who would like to share what they think they would look like and their name would be if they're a planet? Catherine?
I said I would be really hot pink and bright turquoise, and my name would be Fabulous.
That is great. Love the creativity. All right. Dave?
My planet would have black rings like Saturn, and it would be called Rihanna.
Like the singer?
Hey, what the hell?
I like it.
How's that sound?
All right, Stacey, do you care to share?
Sure. My planet, I'm going to be small, shiny, and bright pink, and my name is going to be Planet Sparkles.
All right, well, I got some themes. Okay, so I am going to have you guys go ahead and get on our class website. And then let me know when you've clicked on the Project 2 tab. I want to show you a few things on the website. We good? Mm-hmm. Okay, so if you scroll down just a little bit, you see that countdown right here? So over the next couple of days, we're going to start doing some research about what's happening with Pluto currently. And so there is a New Horizon. It's a telescope that's going to get really super close to Pluto, closer than we've ever been. So the countdown that's 3 days from now. So when we're done with, if you get done with your group discussion work early, I want you to kind of start thinking of some places you can go to looking up this kind of information. What's going on with Pluto now, and maybe some keywords, the New Horizon, approach to Pluto, things like that. So let's go ahead and get on the Nearpod.
Yeah.
And you'll log in as a student. I'm not sure if I created that correctly.
Is there
So then the password is right there.
Okay.
All right, we all logged in? Perfect. right, let's do 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so we're gonna go through, this is a presentation on the dwarf planets. So here's just some comparisons between regular planets and dwarf planets. Yesterday we learned a lot about the characteristics of each individual planet. But looking here, who can tell me what they notice about the differences or the things that they've pointed out between planets and dwarf planets? Dave?
They orbit the sun. Both of them orbit the sun.
Yes. So one thing that we'll point out is that the only difference that we're noting on this slide is that dwarf planets do not clear the smaller body from its orbit. Okay, so here are the 5 dwarf planets. We have Ceres, Pluto, Eris, Makemake, and Haumea. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a poll. True or false, only normal planets orbit the sun directly. All right. Yes. Great job, guys. Okay, so here's just a little bit of information about the dwarf planets in comparison to the moon. You can go ahead and take a look at this at another time. It's nothing real pertinent to what we're going to be applying today, but just some interesting facts about the temperature, how dense it is, how big it is, things like that. So we've got Ceres. This dwarf planet was found in the asteroid belt in 1801. Was considered a planet and then reclassified as an asteroid. From there, it became a dwarf planet in 2006. And then here's just a few facts about Ceres as well. Okay, what was Ceres classified as before it became a dwarf planet? Has everyone responded? Perfect. Great job, guys. Okay, so now we'll move on to Pluto. This was once considered the ninth planet from 1930 to 2006. It was that way for 76 years until we found out that it actually was not a regular planet. And that happened in 2006, just like Ceres. And this was the first one to become a dwarf planet. Ceres didn't become one until September. And just some more facts about Pluto in general. All right, so this is Haumea. This is considered a Plutoid. So what makes a Plutoid is that it orbits outside of Neptune. Something interesting about Haumea compared to the other ones is that this has 2 moons. What you'll notice about Haumea compared to the other planets is that it's just a little off on its shape. It's a little bit more oval. Some think it could be gravity that has pulled this to form like a football, or it could have got knocked into something could have bumped into it to cause it to spin really fast, and then that's what forms the shape as well. So just note that the differences in the shapes between some of these planets. So if you could, draw me a picture of Pluto and then draw me a picture of Haumea. And if you want to just label it with a P and an H, that would be great. How are you doing?
Just about done.
Let's see some intricate drawings happening over here. Beautiful. Great job, Grace. Okay, so Makemake is another Plutoid planet. That means it resides outside Neptune, named after the god of Easter, which is kind of fun. All right, go ahead and answer this question for me. Plutoid is a dwarf planet that goes beyond what? We're almost all there. All right. Well, I think we'll have to go back and revisit. Not a problem. So actually, the answer is Neptune. You'll go ahead and in some of the ed puzzles today, we'll revisit the planets, the farthest one out, and what classifies a Plutoid. Okay, so this is Eris. This is considered the largest dwarf planet. For a while, Pluto was thought to be the largest one, and it does go back and forth sometimes. But here we do see that Eris is 27% more massive than Pluto. All right, so these are some other objects that orbit out by the dwarf planets. And I've got just one more question for you guys. Which was the first to be classified? This was back at the beginning of the presentation, so you have to think a little harder. What happened here? Oh, can you answer multiple? Okay, well, the answer is Pluto. I'm not really sure what happened to Stacy's answer, so that's okay. We got the right answer, so that's great. Okay, so that is the Nearpod. So then I want everyone to go back to the classroom website, please. I'll go there as well. Go ahead and click on that Padlet. Perfect. So from here, you're going to go ahead and just double click and you'll type in your name and just something interesting that you learned from the Nearpod. Could be about the shapes of the planets. Could be about Plutoids. And then I'll ask everyone to go ahead and just, once we're all finished here, go ahead and we'll talk about each person's.
Like the space wallpaper.
I was pretty excited I found that. Okay, who would like to go first? Dave, go ahead and tell us what you found.
I learned that Pluto was the first planet named as a dwarf planet, and this occurred in 2006.
Great. Do you remember what the other planet was? That was really close to that.
Was it the one with an H? Haumena?
No.
Who remembers?
Can anyone help Dave out? Series? That's okay. We'll revisit that as well in the ed puzzles. There's a lot of information to take in about these dwarf planets, so we want to make sure that we revisit it a couple times just so it sticks. All right, who wants to share next? Okay.
I was really sad for Pluto because he lived his life as a planet for 76 years and then was
76
demoted.
years, isn't that crazy? So crazy. And we'll learn why he got demoted in some of our videos as well. Stacey, could you share, please?
Yeah, I learned that a Plutoid is a planet that orbits past Neptune.
Neptune, perfect. That's stuck now. All right, great. Okay, so from here, I am going to go ahead and let you guys, we're gonna get into our groups. For the purpose of this lesson, we're gonna say, here's our group, and we'll just kind of migrate around. Okay, so for the first one, I'm going to have you guys stay on your devices and go again to the website. There's going to be a link to 2 different ed puzzles. I would like you to do the dwarf planet ed puzzle first. That's on the far right side. And then we'll go ahead and do the Pluto ed puzzle.
The characteristics of each of the dwarf planets.
Skip in there some volume, so if you want to go ahead and note that. While I'm working with the other group over here. All right, well, you guys can go ahead. You just breezed through that first ed puzzle, so I'm gonna go ahead and have you click on the next one. And this one will be more specifically about Pluto.
Attention to the characteristics of each of the dwarf planets.
No, I did.
And remember, if you guys get done early, there is that countdown on the website. And you start thinking about those terms that you're gonna want to research tomorrow. Because we'll be doing a project to kind of wrap up the lesson.
That's sad.
Is that correct?
Pay attention to the differences between a dwarf planet and a dwarf planet. Pay attention to
All right. Time is up for the first station. So if I could have the people that are working on the ed puzzles, go ahead and put away your devices. Grab your Bellwork folder and go ahead and bring that over to my station over here. And then I'm going to have the people over here switch. Grab your devices and go ahead and log on to the ed puzzles. Again, starting with the dwarf planets and then going to Pluto. All right. So for this station, I just have some slides that we're going to go through. There's going to be pictures of regular planets and dwarf planets just intermixed throughout. I just want you guys to kind of start looking at some describing words on how you would describe the planets. Kind of pay attention to see if you can tell any differences between regular planets and dwarf planets just by looking at them. All right. So let's start with Saturn. Go ahead and write down a few things, and then we'll kind of discuss some characteristics that you notice about Saturn. Make sure you think about the color. How does the surface of the planet look? Is there anything that kind of distinguishes it from other planets? Things like that. All right, move on to Pluto. And if you think of any fun facts that you have learned through the videos and stuff, and you want to write those down too, just to kind of help you remember, keep you in that mindset of that's great too. All right, we'll move on to the next one. Mars. Who can tell me how far from the sun, planet-wise? Who remembers where Mars falls in the line of planets?
After Earth.
Wonderful.
We're third, so it's 4.
Fourth.
Great.
Mine's very educated.
And if you remember any fun facts about Mars that we learned in the previous days, that would be great too.
What's going on here?
This is the second station of the group work, so we're just working on some describing words of
Okay.
how to describe the planets so we can compare and contrast them, and we're almost done, so.
Sweet.
All right, so let's go through, we really flew through that. Woo. All right, does anyone want to just talk about maybe one of the planets that they looked at?
I like
Something
Saturn,
close.
because it had rings, and I like the lines that were going around it too, kind of even inside, even on the planet itself.
Yeah. Saturn is one of the coolest looking planets for sure.
I like Aries right here because it looks like a ball of fire.
Ooh, yeah, that's great. And what's funny about Aries is, it is the biggest dwarf planet, but look how small it looks in the pictures. You just can't get as close to it. All right, perfect. Well, we are done with our groups for today. Go ahead and everyone can return to their seats, and we'll move on. Great. Yeah, sorry. Sorry, I thought you meant.